Hi everyone. Take these off for the glare. Happy Wednesday. So, what's been coming up lately for me with a lot of conversations I've been having, as always, I always get my inspiration from talking to you guys and in books I'm reading, but I don't know if I think it has something to do a little bit with the moon, and if you follow the moon cycles and what's going on up there. There's been a lot of negative emotions, bad moods, anger, and some of it is misdirected, or being misdirected without us meaning to. So beginning last week, I was feeling some discomfort, negativity, just weird energy within myself. And so I knew I needed to be productive. I knew that part of that was just me feeling I was a little bit behind and needing to pre-plan into September and October to feel grounded and clear on what I was doing. So I needed to be productive. And so my mantra for myself was, I can be productive and uncomfortable at the same time. So I learned from my therapist months and maybe a year ago, I don't know, that you can feel two emotions at the same time. You can feel happy and sad. You can feel hopeful, but still irritated. Like, you can feel multiple emotions at once, and it's totally normal. And so it was important for me to remember that last week when I'm like, okay, I can be productive and I can shift my focus. I can redirect this uncomfortable feeling, this negative energy, maybe this bad mood that I woke up in, and I can shift it into productivity. And it's a lot easier than you think it is. And so that being my focus the last week, that switch has been a lot quicker. And there's been 4 specific things that I've done to help me with that, on top of just repeating that mantra to myself. I can be productive and uncomfortable at the same time. And you can sub those 2 things in for whatever prep is coming up for you. So I can be grateful and irritable at the same time. I can be calm and fearful at the same time. Like, you pick what works for you. And I really want the first one to be something that will move you in a forward direction, move you into a direction that makes you feel better, move you into a direction that's going to help eliminate that second shit feeling, right? Because we don't want to sit there forever. Like, I could sit in my discomfort. I could have sat there all week. I could have let that derail my productivity. I could have let that affect my mood, my relationships. I could have misdirected and sent that energy towards people that didn't need it or didn't deserve it. I could have blamed other things, other people, other scenarios. But all we have control of right now is ourselves and our perception. I've been saying that on these lives for weeks now. We only have control of ourselves and our perception. And so that's what I decided to take control of. So how do we redirect a bad mood? So let's say you woke up this morning angry. And I know that to be true because I woke up this morning really angry. It was like the minute I woke up, I was like, if you know me well, you know I'm almost never angry. It's a feeling that's really hard for me to sum it up. I can be irritable, I can be frustrated, but anger is not one that comes to me easily. And I woke up this morning really angry, and I directed that energy to myself. And then I had to recognize that negative talk, and I had to reset, and it took a lot of energy to reset that, but I did it. And so moving forward, let's say you woke up feeling angry, or you just catch yourself at a moment throughout the day and you recognize you're in a bad mood, or someone says something and it triggers you or it sets you off. These are 4 things that I want you to do. One of them might work, maybe you need to do all 4 of them. And some days it's okay if you need to move through all 4 of these things to get to a place where you feel better. Totally normal. Okay, so the first one is a fun one. It's music and dancing. And I love a good car dance party. I love playing loud music. I love putting on my Spotify playlist with music that makes me feel good. I am a huge fan of music, and I have go-to songs. Like right now, Loving on You by Luke Combs is my go-to. Can't Help Myself, Dean Brody and the Reclaws. I just have songs that I put on and I play loud. And in the mornings, I've started either playing a podcast before my feet even touch the ground, putting on a personal development podcast, or putting on my playlist and playing it loud and getting myself up and going and feeling better. So music, dance parties, move your body. Second, meditation and journaling. So for some of you guys, meditation might not be a comfortable thing for you and might be brand new to you. Same with journaling, but these are things that it's one of the harder things on this list that have a really long impact. So sometimes one thing that will help is just opening your journal and free writing everything that's bothering you, everything that's bugging you. Hi, Christina. And because sometimes it's just like the heaviness in your head and your brain of everything that's bothering you, just writing it down on paper, and it sometimes gives you perspective, and you're like, okay, that's a small problem, I don't have to worry about that till tomorrow, and that's really helpful. And then sometimes we suppress emotions, and sometimes meditating allows you to feel them and just recognize they're there and honor that space and be okay with it, and then take 10 breaths to really focus on the feeling you want to invite in. So when I meditated this morning, I recognized that I was feeling kind of shitty, and then I thought about, okay, what do I want to feel today? And I wanted to feel calm, and I wanted to feel a sense of inner peace. And so I just focused on what that felt like within my physical body, when I felt that in the past, remembering that moment. Toby might bark, you can hear the other dogs, and he sees another child. Don't bark. So I find that really helpful in meditation. And then just journaling, okay? Third thing, I think I already kind of said this, but a podcast or an IGTV, but specifically from someone who's going to get you amped up and feeling good. So for me, Rachel Hollis is one of those people who I listen to. I'll go to specific people. Like, I have tons of podcasts that I follow, but there's specific ones I'll go to when I'm feeling down because I know it's going to amp me up. And there's a lot of people who have even like short podcasts, like 7-minute ones, or like I know Lori Harder has some, Lewis House has a few like that. I can't think of any, but just little short ones that are going to boost you, and just hearing their voice, I think that's really helpful. It's hearing their voice and seeing their face, almost like they're giving you a pep talk, and that's really helpful. Trent Shelton is another one who has really good short ones that just get you fired up and remind you of what you need to hear. So I find that helpful. And then 4, leaning into community or calling a friend. So for me, I have a virtual studio. So these are clients and girls that I are friends with from all over the country, but just going in there and seeing their posts or their photos or checking in on them or seeing them check in makes me feel better, makes me feel supported and reminded that I'm okay and everything's good. I'm supported with positive friendships. And then even calling a friend and ensuring that they have space for you to unload. Sometimes you can just check in and be like, do you mind if we have a quick chat, or I just really need to share a few things with you, or I just really need to hear your voice. I have a couple friends who I do that with whenever I'm meeting them, and vice versa, where we can share with each other and really honoring each other's space at the same time. So this one is something to be mindful of, that you don't want to, like, imagine if you were the one waking up in a bad mood and then your friend called you and they were feeling shit, but they didn't have this space for you to unload in each other, then you're just making each other feel like crap altogether. So that happened this morning, where I took this extra time, and I had the time this morning to do all these things and make myself feel good, and then I had a friend call, and she was not in the best of spirits, but I was in a space where I could take that on, and I could listen, and I could share what was helping me, and we could have a really productive conversation and hopefully help each other lift our spirits. But just be mindful that you're not calling someone and they haven't had the time to feel better, right? Just being mindful of that. Okay, so let's repeat. The 4 things that I do to redirect my negative energy and boost my bad mood and redirect it to somewhere better. First, music, dance parties, move your body, get your vibration up, listen to music that makes you feel good. 2, meditation and journaling. I really feel like they go hand in hand really well. Free write everything that's bothering you, listen to a meditation that's going to allow you to honor your feelings, honor your space, check in, and really just give yourself a bit of a pep talk. 3, receive a pep talk from someone else. Podcasts, IGTV, from someone whose content makes you feel good, from someone whose content resonates with you, someone you look up to, a mentor. That's going to be really helpful. It's almost like you're getting a pep talk from them personally. Some days that's what it feels like. And then 5, call a friend or lean into your community, whether it's your virtual community or if you have a positive community, like if you're going to a class somewhere. I know social distancing is a thing here, but you know what I mean. So those are the 4 things. And then bonus 5th is the mantra: I can feel productive, positive, grateful, calm, and insert whatever negative feeling is coming up for you. I can feel negative, overwhelmed, stressed, bothered at the same time. Just remind yourself that you are capable of feeling both, and that eventually the positive one's going to tip over, and just trusting that it will. With all this extra effort you're going to put into by meditating and music, there's no way it won't. So you have to give yourself permission to let go of the shit feeling and know it will pass, right? That there's people around. And it's really helpful for me too to think, like, right now somebody's falling in love in this world. And right now, someone just had a new baby, or someone adopted a new puppy in this moment, somewhere in the world, or someone received a miracle, or someone received a paycheck that's going to help them solve a huge problem, or someone just got accepted to a program they've been waiting for, or someone invested in themselves and they feel really good, or someone had a health cure, a health solution. Do you know what I mean? Like, just reminding yourself that even though in this moment you feel bad and you feel shitty, there's someone in this world who is feeling so much joy and gratitude, and there's a miracle happening for them. Just reminding yourself, and it helps me to know that my negative feeling will pass and my bad mood will pass. So I hope that was helpful today. I'd love to know if you've been kind of resonating with feeling like you're in a bad mood and wondering if it has anything to do with the moon, or if it's just COVID stress getting to all of us. But I'm here for you if you ever want to chat or chat more about any of these things, or get some of my recommendations on podcasts and books and so on, because I'd love to support you further. So stay tuned. September, I have a lot of fun stuff coming. I'm really excited about it. I'm working on the content. I'm getting back-end stuff scheduled. I'm just getting my head right and getting the content ready. But I'll be sharing it all with you guys soon. So stay tuned. Have an awesome Wednesday, and remind yourself that you can feel good.